Right, it looks like we're good now. So we're doing the warm-up match now. Alright, and with that we're going to warm up on Oasis. So Decard Cain, like I said, legacy player, been around for a long time. I've never heard anything about !_question mark personally, but he's gold, so obviously he's...
I believe he went under the name Salty Sir in previous tournaments.
Okay.
And he's generally known as a pretty good player, so...
Salty Sir does ring a bell. Thank you, Sarax, as well. Well, if his name is reflective of anything, then hopefully he won't be... Then he might be getting a little bit angry if he doesn't manage to win, but... Looks like this match is going to be a little bit more high-octane than the previous one. Thus far. The warm-up has been a little bit more... What's the word I want to use?
It definitely looks like a more even match.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, these players are both familiar with the tournament, you know, setup, and they're not experiencing as much
Nervousness.
Nervousness, yeah.
Anxiety, yeah. For sure.
These are both seasoned veterans, as far as I know. Well, especially Decard, but question mark as well, I believe.
Yeah, Decard Cain has a lot of experience in tournaments. For a while we had an ESL league. I don't know how many of you guys know about that. And in that ESL league, it was predominantly European. There was a couple and North American tournaments, but mostly European tournaments. And I think Decard Cain entered a lot of them and won, I think, a decent amount of money. I believe it was like, it was like $50 per win or $100 per win or something, and he won like something like 6 or 7 ESL tournaments, something crazy. Or like got first or second in. Because I know it was him and somebody else he was playing against that were very good.
Yeah, so it looks like this match is actually quite close so far. Both players playing quite well. Salty Sir, I'm just gonna call him Salty Sir because question mark is a bit
it's a bit much, yeah.
But
ooh,
but it
looks
like wow, both of them getting caught. You know, the first round by a camera, the second round by an item.
It should also definitely be interesting to see the dynamic. I know Decard is more of a... He's a little less intensive on the items. He'll use them in good places, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely less intensive. He's more focused on just trying to nail the route, usually. And I'm not totally sure on how Salty plays, but based off that rocket, he definitely knows what he's doing with items, so... Alright,
yeah, and it looks like Salty Sir will take that first game. Oh, it wasn't the full first game.
I could be wrong on that. Let me double check the... Oh, I was wrong.
Alright, we have Pitfall first here.
So Pitfall is... It's honestly, at this point, it's kind of a classic map. Like, if you haven't played Pitfall and you don't know about Pitfall, then like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the faster RWS maps, I would say. Maybe just behind Genetics, possibly. There's a lot of grappling. There's a lot of just speed.
I think I would agree with that. And on top of the a lot of the grappling and speed, yeah, there's also at least a handful of pretty precise maneuvers you have to be able to do on this map. And with that, Decard's just going to take away that first game. He just steamrolled him on the, I think it was the turnaround on the left side, was where he really lost a lot of his speed, Salty Sir.
Yeah, it looks like he slammed into the wall the wrong way, missed a grapple, and that was just it. Easy to make like small mistakes that just lose you the round.
Oh yeah, this map is huge on consistency. Ooh, again, a mistake on the turn. Hopefully this won't cost him again, but if so, then it's very unfortunate for Salty, because that's
it looks like he's coming back in right here. This is an easier spot to kind of get back in the lead if you're behind.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
because it transitions from being this slow area where you can easily mess up to just, you know, if you're at the top and you start grappling, you're...
So a little bit of route...
pretty much.
We saw a little bit of route variation on that right side. Decard Cain opting to go like up and then down and then turn around grapple, whereas Salty Sir kind of did a more traditional grapple twice to the right, turn around grapple. Just interesting to note. That was a nice ball from Salty Sir there. Wow. He forced Decard Cain to either slow himself down and kill himself off the back, or alternatively to hit the ball and die. Very well placed. So my only issue with this map that I've ever had is that it seems kind of linear. There's only really one route, I would say.
Yeah, and players can usually, well, they have the option to go for the back route, but there isn't very much variation there. A lot of players seem to play it out about the same.
That was a cheeky little pulse there, trying to catch Decard not ready. But can't pull one over on him, apparently. Oh, that bomb. Very interesting.
Now, that was a very aggressive bomb, I would say.
Oh!
Because of the ping, but... Oh, and also we have Salty Sir making some nice dodges.
That was a nice dodge by Salty Sir, but I think also Decard blocked his grapple, so I think he also fell a little farther than he meant to. And that's going to cost him the round, so that was a very... crazy ball.
Yeah, did the ball actually block his hook? I didn't quite catch that.
I believe that's what I saw.
It's a very possible maneuver because he did fall quite far, and I was a bit taken aback by that.
Oh my goodness! Salty Sir will not die. He's holding on for dear life. Oh, the comeback!
It's just very quickly overtaken there.
Very nice.
Oh, and the bomb actually messes with Decard way more than I expected there.
Very nicely done by Salty Sir there.
Ooh, and looks like Decard's still holding on.
Decard's not willing to lose either, though. Oh, and with that, Salty's gonna take that round. Wow. That was very
close game.
That was much closer. Wow. All right.
Alright, so that's the first match. Salty Sir has won. Yeah, it looks like Salty also admitting to some nervousness, although it seems like he's playing fine. There's some people who completely break down when they get nervous, but
alright, Decard's
clearly
Theme
not
Park. This is our first official map of the game, the tournament. Oops, I forgot to update the score. I'll update it after this match. So Salty Sir, I think, was trying to hit Rocket I'm not sure if he was trying to open the doors or to rocket Decard, but whatever he was trying to do definitely didn't work out there. So what's interesting about Theme Park is there's two kind of, I don't want to say exploits, but interesting shortcuts, we'll say, that you can use. And or one interesting shortcut and one camera kill, really. So I don't know if we'll be seeing those in the tournament because they're a bit
They're quite risky to play in a tournament. They tend to not be the most consistent routes.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're both playing it rather safe right now. I haven't seen anything crazy here.
It's looking like Decard's got a little bit more comfort on this map, I want to say. Like, Salty's taking a bit more like safer routes than Decard.
Ooh, and that rocket is just gonna completely catch Salty there.
Very nice rocket from Decard. Like, he just perfectly blocked him from getting into the boost tunnel, and then after that there's just no coming back from that. That was very well placed, very well timed.
That was a risky rocket as well because that could have easily hit Decard, but he clearly knew what he was doing. He's practiced that before, no doubt. Alright, so it's 1-1 now.
Alright, so we're doing Oasis Abyss again, going back to this one. Like I said, this map is I think a lot of people like this map because it's one of the more diverse maps and what you can do with it. Definitely a lot of route variation that you can get.
Yeah, I would say there's a much less clear, like, there isn't really an obvious path to take in a lot of the sections. Kind of just go with who you feel like, you know, people are using them. There's a lot of counterplay.
Oh yeah, for sure, a lot of counterplay in this map. That's a big takeaway. You can pretty much always avoid something and take some route that is at least maybe a little bit slower, but still pretty fast. Like right there, you even see different routing because Decard took that bottom route there to force Salty Sir not to be able to go up and do some quick grapples down that will result in a lot of speed going into the next section. Interesting. I think I've never seen both players take the bottom route there.
Yeah, I haven't either, and I think it might have been due to possible item on the top.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think in this game they're trying to be a bit more careful due to all of the items in the previous.
Oh, that ball was so good! Oh my goodness, he didn't hit Decard once, he hit him twice actually. He hit him right as he was going through the door, and then again, Decard had like the exact same speed as the ball, so he just kept bouncing on the ball. Wow, that was very good.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. There's no way that Decard could have done anything about that unless Salty had messed up or something like that.
Now I know I've talked about this before. Oh, no. Interesting. That was
Decard
good.
going for that drop, almost making a camera play out of it.
Yeah, but as I was gonna say, I've talked about this before, but this map also has one of the interesting things on the right, or one of the most interesting map designs in that the right side changes, every other lap, or every lap it changes, and then every other lap it goes back to being the same as it used to be. Wow, Decard really hitting those grapples very nicely. That was very clean.
Yeah, and that actually, now that you mention that, that actually brings up a very interesting dynamic to this map, which is that you can't really take for granted the route. You can't really play the same exact way every round, even if you usually, you know, if you want to, or if you usually tend to do that. You have to make sure that you remember which way the gate is every time you come around.
Yeah, that's a big factor. If you can't remember the gate, there is a visual indicator, but if you have to look at the visual indicator, then you're losing some time looking at yourself or your opponent's boost bar, or any of that information.
Ooh, and there was a
very
blunder right
mistake,
there.
Yeah, he hit a box and he knew it was over. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, he just started going backwards. Alright, so that's two.
I believe that was on Salty's pick too, so that means Decard's in a very good place now. Yeah. City run. Interesting.
Be official, but actually it's going to be RWS.
Very interesting. City run is one of those maps that's been, I think it's been in RWS since pretty much the get-go, or maybe even the get-go. So this is definitely a map that has had a lot of...
Although City Run is quite an old map.
Yeah, definitely. But I was gonna say, it's definitely had a lot of route change and like route discovery, I guess is the best way to phrase it.
A lot of players are very acquainted with this map.
Yeah.
It's been around probably for like 5 years or so. It looks like Salty Sir making the first point.
A very clean round, no mistakes. Decard just not keeping up.
Nothing too out of the ordinary yet.
Ooh,
oh, that ball.
That was a very nice ball from Decard.
Making a
oh, and then he's also getting
here.
He also adjusted for which item he wanted. Wow, that was a very good round for Decard Cain. He that ball bounced off of the slope right before those boxes. It was very nice. Ooh.
I I don't even know what happened there. Either
I think Salty was
think
just
that might have
trying
been
to.
a bomb.
I think Salty was trying to bomb
Pretty
Decard.
aggressive bomb from Salty, sir.
I think it pushed him onto the slope, which then like sent him straight down. And since Decard didn't get affected by the bomb, he just got camera killed.
Oh, more bombs. Oh,
A lot of bombs this match.
it's crazy. They're both still going though.
That was a nice box from Decard.
Looks like Decard has some serious speed on this section.
Wow.
Quite alarming.
Well, Decard after that first
Salty,
round.
sir.
That first
That's just
round.
gonna be it. It was
he
actually a
just-
pretty quick game.
Yeah, after that first round, Decard just didn't he didn't make any mistakes. He just had a lot of
What's
speed.
that? That's 3-1 now. So we have Salty Sir picking the last map.
Yep. We're picking this map, the fourth map. Potentially the last map. This is Salty Sir's tournament map, if you will.
And it looks like it's gonna be Plaza. Or wait, did it never mind. Wait, did they even vote for anything?
It is indeed Plaza. I must have lagged on yours.
Don't think they did.
Like they both went and voted for Plaza. That was. So, anyways, that's Salty taking that first round on Plaza. He has a bomb, half boost bar. Just definitely interesting leading into the next section. There's a checkpoint glitch here.
Well,
actually.
regardless, it looks like Salty Sir making that first point. Decard Cain in the lead right now, so he can't get hit by that bomb.
Yeah.
But if I were to guess, Salty Sir wants to use that, so he's probably going to try and come back a little bit here.
Interesting to note, Decard Cain not opting to try and use the grapple. Just got
Decard's
rid
not
of it.
letting him do that, though. Holding on to that bomb.
Oh, that was very well done. I do believe it counts because I believe Salty Sir voted for it like in game, and then Decard voted for it in game after him. That was a very nice ball from I believe Decard on Salty Sir on that turnaround grapple. I apologize. I apologize for any technical difficulties that have occurred. You have to bear with me for a second. I do not know if I can actually properly fix this right now. I think that fixed it.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. We should be good. I apologize. This has not been a good stream. So thank you all for bearing with us.
Yeah, well, this has been an extremely close match so far. I know you were gone for a few minutes, but this game has been going on for like probably 3 or 4 minutes already, and it's only been 1-1 until just now. So quite interesting. Both players definitely know how to play this map very well. And we have seen some items, but most of them have been held because they haven't quite had them in the right position to use them.
Ooh, Decard making him turn around with that bomb. Well timed. Oh no!
Oh, no! It looks like Decard missing the hook just lands in that spike, and that's just gonna be it. There's no coming back from spikes.
So Decard losing that round, which means that we are indeed going to have we're gonna have our first 5th game. Or not first 5th game.
That was the first.
We just had our first 5th game.
Yeah,
We're going to have our first 6th game now, which should be interesting. Hopefully all the rest of the matches will be close like this one.
All right, so I believe it's Decard Cain's pick again, right? So
yeah.
We've got Nightclub.
So
There's definitely many interesting strats on this map.
Okay, so Deckard opting to hit both of them with the rocket there. I think he was trying to just barely edge Salty Sir out and get ahead of him, but unfortunately just not able to do that.
Yeah, and what's interesting on this map, I think, is that turn on the right as well as all of the different routes on the bottom that can be taken. And even on the top, there is only one real path, I would say, but it's all very precise. It's easy to mess up, and there's a lot of items and different things that can
For sure.
Be abused on that top path.
Deckard knowing about how hard it is to avoid that ice beam in that area if you use it properly. And showcasing,
and it looks like that's gonna cost Salty that round.
Yeah, showcasing just how powerful that item is if you know where to use it.
And both players opting for completely different paths. Again, showing the viability of all of it here.
Wow, that was
wow.
That was very well done from Deckard. He purposely slowed himself down and fell at essentially the exact same time as Salty Sir just to be able to hit him with that ice beam.
Yeah, so I believe both rounds so far won with the ice beam. We'll have to see if we get a third round in here. It would be very funny. But I don't think that Salty Sir will let that happen if he can help it.
Salty Sir just barely missing that turnaround grapple. That's a big grapple. It changes where if you miss it, you almost always end up either losing or changing your position, which is very detrimental.
Yeah, but it looks like he recovered from that very well.
Yeah, he did recover from that very well.
So it's not over yet. Although Deckard has a rocket, it looks like
Deckard trying to go for that.
Oh, it's very close. It actually hits. Wow.
Dang, very unfortunate. I think Deckard was attempting to snipe him, which is when the rocket goes like directly into your face, essentially. That's like the common terminology for that.
Yeah, but I believe Salty didn't really have time to jump to that top platform, and he ran through the boxes hoping that he could outrun that rocket, but it came after him and sniped him anyway.
Very unfortunate.